What's up everybody, this is Yair and today we are going to draw Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Okay, so today we are going to draw Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Dragon Ball GT, but we are not going to draw him in his kid body, we'll go with the adult look. As you can see, I drew a perfect square. Each side is 4 centimeters, but you can draw it in any size you want to, just use a suitable paper size. So we are going to start by drawing the shape of the face, just by using 5 lines. This is gonna be a mix between a frontal pose and 3/4 pose. Next we'll draw the wrinkles between the eyes. And then we'll draw his lumps above the eyes. As you can see, I'm using 2 lines, a curve and another line on top. To draw the eyes, we'll simply use 3 lines, 2 diagonals and a curve underneath. And as you can see, the right eye will appear slightly bigger because of the angle, because it's closer to our eyes. Next we'll draw the iris and the pupil at the center but slightly to the left, and the other one at the center but slightly to the right. We'll add the cheek marks on each side. And then to draw the nose, we'll use 6 lines following these steps. Next we'll draw the mouth with a very tiny gap. As you can see, the right side is slightly higher than the left. We'll draw the bottom lip. And now we'll move on to draw his hairline. So we'll start with the sideburns. And then we'll go right to the center. Awesome, next we want to draw the ears. So first we'll start by drawing the shape of the ears, and only then we'll add the details. And again, the left ear will appear slightly smaller than the right because of the angle. Awesome, next we'll draw his hair spike on the front. It will cover the eye a little bit. Then we'll add some random lines in the direction of the shape just to give it more detail. Awesome, so we'll leave the hair for now and we'll focus on the torso. First, to draw the neck, we'll use 2 curves. Then we'll draw the neck muscles and the trachea. Now we want to sketch the overall shape of the body, of the torso. I'm gonna use this curve to indicate the center of the torso, and then these 3 lines to indicate the shape. And now we can add the details, so we'll proceed to draw the trap muscles, then we'll draw his gi. And now I want to draw his right arm. So we'll start by drawing the shoulder, the bicep and the tricep, and we'll fix his shirt real quick, just make it a bit smaller. Next step, the left arm. Again, I'm gonna make this a bit smaller, and then add the shoulder, the bicep and the tricep. Awesome, now what we want to do is add all the creases for the shirt. Once we are done with that, we can refine the center. So I'm gonna add some details to the trap muscles, and now we can draw his chest muscles. As you can see, his left pec will appear smaller again because of the angle. Next we'll draw the abs. And we are done with the torso, so now we can return to the hair. So Super Saiyan 3 has a glorious long hair. What we want to do first is again draw the shape of the hair by using this guideline. That way we can keep the right proportions. And now all we have to do is just add all the spikes. So we'll start from the left and proceed all the way to the right side. As you can see, to draw the spikes I'm using 3 to 4 lines. And if you notice, the spikes get a bit bigger towards the end. Awesome, once we are done with that, we are going to add some details. We'll do that by drawing random lines from side to side in the direction of the shape, just like we did before. Awesome, so we are done with the sketching, well done, and now we can ink this entire drawing. For that we'll use black pens. I'm gonna use a 0.2 size tip, however you can use 0.1. What we want to do is hold the pen close to the tip with a firm grip. We'll rotate the page so we can have our natural hand movement, and simply go all over the lines. We can do that by pushing lines or by pulling lines. Do what feels best for you. Obviously, the more you practice inking, the more precise you will be and the more accurate you'll get. It's all about a matter of practice. Awesome, so once we are done with the inking process, we'll get the notorious charcoal eraser and get rid of all the lead. I forgot to record this part, but just imagine me erasing. That's basically what I did. And once it's clean, we can use the Copic markers. So those are alcohol-based markers, which means they can blend very well. However, if you don't have Copic markers, you can use colored pencils or just use your HB2 pencil and do some shading. For this tutorial, we'll use Copic markers, and if you'll check your top left of the screen, you can see the exact number of Copic I'll be using. So we'll start by coloring his gi. We'll use blue-purple tones for that. I'm gonna start with the brightest color, and as you can see, I'm coloring in the direction of the shape by pushing lines and pulling lines, just like that. Next, I'm gonna use a darker tone to add some shade, and for this drawing the main light source will come from the left side, which means that the right side will appear darker. Next step will be blending, so I'm gonna use the brightest tone to blend the mid-tone. Then I'm gonna use the mid-tone again to add more contrast to the shade. And now we'll use an even darker tone just to get more shade. create more contrast. Awesome, so this is the result we want to get, and we'll do that for the rest of the gi. So again, I'm starting by using the brightest tone, coloring in the direction of the shape, covering one layer. Next, I'm gonna use the mid-tone to add the shaded areas. After that, I'm gonna use some blending again by using the brightest tone, and then we'll do some polishing by using the mid-tone again and the darkest tone for the most shaded areas. And if you want, you can use an even brighter tone than the one we used, that's BVO2, and we'll put one more layer on the brightest areas. Awesome, so next we'll focus on the skin. Just like before, I'm gonna start with the brightest tone, filling this entire area with one layer. Next we'll use a darker tone, that's gonna be our mid-tone. We'll do some blending. After that, we'll use the darkest tone, and then we'll use the mid-tone again to add more contrast. Awesome, so we'll do the same for the rest of the skin. As you can see for the chest, I'm coloring from side to side in the direction of the shape, of course, and I'm leaving a blank area at the center, slightly to the left, just to get a nice highlight. Next, we'll use the mid-tone again, covering all the shaded areas. After that, we'll use the brighter tone again to blend the colors. And then it's a matter of polishing, so we'll use the mid-tone again to add more contrast, to add one more layer. And then we'll use the darkest tone for the most shaded areas. So I'm basically adding layers, blending them, then adding more layers, adding more contrast, until I'm getting that nice gradient effect, just like you can see on his left shoulder. Awesome, so now we can focus on the face. We'll start by coloring the eyes with some blue-green, and as you can see, I'm leaving a blank area at the far left to create a nice highlight. And in order for it not to look so flat, we'll use the colorless blender, which will soak some of the ink, making the highlight look much smoother. Awesome, next step, we'll use again the skin tones, and we'll do the exact same process like we did before, coloring in the direction of the shape, starting with the brighter tone, leaving some blank areas on the areas that sticks out more, for example those big lumps above the eyes and on his cheeks. After that we'll use the mid-tone, coloring the shaded areas, and of course, like I said before, the right side will appear darker because it gets less light. After that, we'll use the darkest tone for the most shaded areas. And then we'll do some blending, but not as much as we did before, just because I want to keep that contrast between the colors. Awesome! Once we are done with the face, we can focus on the glorious hair. So I'm gonna demonstrate how to color one spike of hair, and then we'll do the same for the rest of the spikes. So again, we'll start with a very bright yellow, coloring from side to side in the direction of the shape, leaving a blank area at the left side. Next, we'll use a darker tone, adding some shade to the spike, making it look more 3D. After that, we'll use an even darker tone, and then we'll use the darkest tone. As you can see, this time we'll use 4 tones for the hair instead of 3. Lastly, we want to blend the colors, so again we'll use the brighter tone to blend the mid-tone. Awesome, so this is the result we are going after, and I'm gonna do the same process for the rest of the spikes. And by the way, feel free to rotate the page, don't fight against your natural hand movement like I'm doing right now. Later on you will see it as well, I'm gonna rotate the page so I can have more comfort coloring. And to finish up, we'll just add a little bit of shade right below the spike. And we are done! Everybody, this is how you draw Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Dragon Ball GT. If you guys feel the same as me, I hated the fact that Goku turned into a kid in Dragon Ball GT. I would prefer him to look like an adult, just like you can see now. So this was a very fun drawing to create. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this tutorial as well. Let me know how you did in the comment section. And make sure to support my work by subscribing, liking this video and sharing it with your friends. That will allow me to create more tutorials for you guys. And if you want to buy some of my art, you can check out my online shop. There's a link in the description box. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, of course. Keep being awesome as always. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.